Gentlemen of the press, update on the illegal interruption of collation of Edo State governorship election results. The collation process was violently interrupted in several local government areas across the state. In Edo South local government, collation process was stopped in Oredo and Upper Obaha and Ego and moved illegally to the state headquarters of the State Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, in Benin on the instruction of the Assistant Inspector General of Police in complete breach of the statutory collation process. Affected party agents and representatives were then ordered to converge on the INEC headquarters in Adowa, Okoba local government area for completion of the collation exercise. Upon arrival, agents of the PDP were not allowed into INEC state office for the exercise. On the other hand, agents of the APC were allowed unfettered access into the INEC premises to participate in the collation process. This was also in the breach of the Electoral Act section on the neutrality as well as the rules and regulations published for this election. At about 9 p.m., senior party officials of All Progressive Congress, APC, accompanied by the police, stormed the Isako West Local Government Collation Center and began shooting indiscriminately. As a result of the attack, the Council Vice Chairman, Honorable Benji Ojeto, was left in a critical condition from a shooting injury. Because of this assault, the expected result from Ward 7 and 11 were not delivered. At the INEC State Office at kilometer 2 along Garrison, at kilometer 2 along Garrison barricade was created by the police to condone off access, thereby restricting movement in the area. It took the protest of Governor Obaseki to make an entry into the state INEC office and register the displeasure of the PDP with the irregularities of the collation process. At the point of the truncation of the collation exercise, these are the results that have been collated. 1. Esan Central, APC 8,618, PDP 10,990. Esan Northwest, APC, Northeast, APC 10,648, PDP 12,512, S and 22. Esan Southeast, APC 8,398, PDP 14,199. Esan West, APC 12,952, PDP 11,004. Egwebin, APC 5,407, PDP 8,470. Esako Central, APC 10,990, PDP 8,611 and 18. Orion, APC 16,059, PDP 16,614. Ovia Northeast, APC 13,225, PDP 15,311. Ovia Southwest, APC 10,150, PDP 10,260. Owan West, APC 12,277, PDP 11,284. Owan East, APC 19,380, PDP 14,189. Ohuode, APC 8,673, PDP 9,339. We thereby demand a restoration of the collation process in accordance with the Electoral Act and the INEC rules and regulations for this election. Any other illegal and unlawful actions going forward will be a violation of the will of the people and an abuse of the Electoral Act 2022. Thank you.
Are we okay?
It's gone. It's okay. It's okay.
Alex is responding and asking any a quick paragraph from respondent. It said, the Commission received a deeply disturbing report from our resident election commission with regards to our office of our local government area yesterday, resulting in a stampede in which one of our officers was injured. We are similarly disturbed by the overnight presence and demonstrations by some political actors and supporters of our state head office ahead of the commencement of the final collation. These actions are also which stop the process at any stage, and no one will be allowed to bear lawlessness. For the avoidance of our collation of the double procedures provided by the Electoral Act 2022 and our regulations and guidelines for the conduct of the election, there is mechanisms for processing complaints during collation during the power to review results declared under the when the Commission will not hesitate to do such powers when necessary. Now, two questions are, it does look like the Deputy Governor of the District directly being addressed here in this statement. Your presence at the INEC office is seen as though you've done something unlawful. Would you like to react to that? And INEC is also saying that they will go ahead with what they have. They're giving explanation for the reason why they took the result to the state office. I'd like to be able to respond to this.
Thank you very much. At about 1 a.m., I got a report that Collation was supposed to have been moved to the INEC head office. I also got reports from our agents that PDP agents were not allowed into the collation process. At that point in time, I called the REC to find explanation as to what was going on. There was no response. I then went to INEC to seek to meet with the REC to try and understand what steps the INEC was taking to continue the process of collation. When I got in there at about 2 a.m., I did not see any collation taking place. And the REC refused to come out to explain what the situation was. Subsequently, the DIG police, Frank Kumba, then came in and had a meeting with me where I explained that if INEC was postponing or stopped the collation process, then as part of their rules, they should inform the public or the citizens what next. As at 3 a.m., there was no information from INEC as to what was going on or what was going to happen next. It was subsequently after my insistence and meeting with Mr. Frank Kumba that INEC now released a statement at about 5 a.m. this morning, informing the public that collation process will start at 10 a.m. this morning. So my going there was essentially to obtain information from INEC because they had refused to put any information in the public domain as to what was going to happen with the collation process.
Excellency, Governor, your announcement of some of these results, don't you think it's somewhat illegal and in not your place to do, according to
I did not announce. I'm quite aware of the Electoral Act provision, and I did not announce results. I only informed the public on the exact figure from our collation agent that was ongoing before INEC disrupted the process and they moved the collation to the INEC headquarters, which is as well contrary to the Electoral Act provision. So INEC should be accused of violating the Electoral Act not me, because I have not announced any result. I only released figures that were ongoing as at the collation time that INEC stopped collation at these centers.
This sounds like when you stand before the state. As a political party, what is your next plan about?
It's quite unfortunate that in the 21st century, that all countries are moving forward with their electoral process. We're still moving backward. Powers that were not given to individuals were being exercised arbitrarily. REC is not supposed to collect results. He's supposed to conduct the election and oversee that the process is fair and free. Even at the local government and the ward collation, he is not a collation officer. Officers were designated to collect these results as provided by our Electoral Act.
I want to find out, I'm from the AIC. I want to find out what the next move now will be for the PDP, because it appears that INEC is proceeding with the collation of results at 10 a.m. this morning. I think it should be just a few minutes after 10. Is it the position of the party to boycott what is happening there? Are your party agents, state agents going to be there? Are you going to boycott it? What's the next line of action?
Like we stated in our press release, our agents were prevented from even entering the center of the collation, where they moved the local government collation to the INEC headquarters. So we don't know if they will also allow our agents today. It has become clear now that we don't even have the powers to send our agents into the INEC collation centers, because even if they do, they can be prevented from going in there.
But if our agents are allowed in, our agents are already at the premises and they're ready to go in. So they're not prevented like they were prevented yesterday. But from our perspective, the way these elections are going, they're probably going to be the worst elections in the history of this country. We have information, for instance, where we have over 20 polling units where the votes, the accredited voters, are less than the total votes, which is not possible. We have over 20 polling units from the results that were announced yesterday, where from their unaccredited voters, the total votes that they've now announced are more than the accredited voters. I'll give you an example. If you look at the Kobaha Olobo, they have there the voters that were accredited. The figure they put there is nil, which is not possible. But that gives room for all kinds of shady behavior. They now specify there that the APC had 227 and the PDP 103. What's the basis for that? If you go again to another Ekobaha logo, they have the number of accredited voters, 156. The total number of votes for APC, get this, 2,110. And for PDP, 57. And for LP, no votes. But the total accredited voters are 156. And we have 20 such units here. So there's something definitely going wrong. There's a result writing scheme going on, and it's totally unacceptable. This process is unacceptable. And then they're trying to disenfranchise our coalition agents. Like His Excellency read, at every point you find APC and their thugs supported by people dressed as security agents going to shoot at polling agents and disrupt processes. This is not acceptable in the 21st century, definitely not in Nigeria. I think we've gone way past this.
One more question, sir. The Electoral Act gives INEC the powers to review certain returns where voting occurs. Is it your specific demand to INEC as it's about to commence the collation to review what she perceived to be overvoting, the differentials between numbers of accredited voters and the actual scores given at the end of the day. Because we saw something similar to this, which the PDP raised objections to at the presidential election last year at the National Collation Center, with allegations of discrepancies between accredited numbers and voting numbers. Are you going to make this kind of demand, or what specific demands are you going to make of that? And what happens if they don't accede to your demand?
All we're asking from INEC is to follow their rules. REC has no business to announce results. REC has no business to move collation to INEC headquarters. This is our stand, and we'll go back and consult.
Thank you, gentlemen.
To be number 5.
We've been watching a live press conference by the Edo PDP National Campaign Council inside the government house, or precisely the situation room for the PDP functioning inside the government house, as addressed by the governor of Adamawa State, Alhaji Amadu Fintiri. We also understand the governor of Edo, the incumbent governor of Edo State, Mr. Godwin Obaseki, was also there, as well as the governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Asue Ighodalo. They are making allegations against the Independent National Electoral Commission over issues around alleged manipulation by INEC.